Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Forgive me, my voice is a little hoarse. Mm. I'm happy to report that the sun at least rose this morning. And let me go ahead and give you the positive spin to start out with. The reality is our division stinks. We stink. The Eagles stink. The fact that the Eagles are 5-6 and still have a chance to win the division tells you how bad our division is. The reality is over the next 2 weeks, where we play the Bears and the Rams, if we win just one of those games, just one of them, and beat the Eagles, we win the division. As crazy as that sounds. So, we came out last night at home on Thanksgiving with Jason Garrett as a coach, who, one thing, if you study the analytics of Jason Garrett, you know that Jason Garrett has never won back-to-back Thanksgiving games in his tenure. Just like Jason Garrett, after bye weeks, does not win games or have a winning record. I think he's 4-5. Jerry Jones, teary-eyed after the game. Teary-eyed Jerry Jones. Definitely distraught after the Cowboys got their lunch handed to them. Ended up being a national disgrace. Ended up being the butt of all jokes. Said he believes that Jason Garrett is the guy, and since they are still in a playoff race, since there's still a chance to turn this thing around to win, go on a win streak, 4 games straight, he believes that Jason Garrett is the guy because he knows that Jason Garrett is the guy. But I'm trying to understand what belief or what he's basing this on. Is this on analytics, or is this Jerry Jones with a Jason Garrett gut feeling? Who knows? Maybe Jerry's right and we're all wrong, but I just don't see it. So Jerry Jones refuses to fire Jason Garrett, and dare say will never fire Jason Garrett. The best that you can hope for is that he just does not re-sign his contract, in which case he's not fired, but he's not coming back. I don't know what it is about Jason Garrett. The fact that you wouldn't give the benefit of the doubt to Tom Landry. The fact that you got rid of Jimmy Johnson and he was winning, and now this guy is losing like crazy. You don't. There were screams or yelling heard in the locker room. Good morning. There was yelling going on in the locker room. What you would hope is that it's Jerry Jones going off on Jason Garrett or the team or something like that, or the coaches going off on the team or something, saying that was a gutless performance. That was uninspired. My butt is on the line here, and that's the best that you guys can do. No. That was Michael Bennett actually going off. And that makes perfect sense. I always say that you emulate your environment. You'll take on the persona of your coach. I'm going to look for the Jason Garrett press conference and see how that was after the game last night. But, I guarantee you, It's like every other Jason Garrett press conference, you know. Well, we did some good things out there. We competed, we just didn't get it done. We'll look at the film, and we as a coaching staff will do better or try harder, and the team will get together on this and we'll do better. It's the same thing. It's the same thing every time. And it seems like that's the persona that most of the players have taken on. We haven't lost confidence, as Dak Prescott says. Players, we got to look inside of ourselves and we've got to perform better and this, that, and the other. But it's Michael Bennett, a guy who's just gotten here, who's only been here for a few weeks and hasn't been assimilated, kind of like the Borg Collective. That's where it kind of feels like, resistance is futile. We are Borg, okay? It's like, we are Garrett. We are Garrett. Resistance is futile. We are Garrett, And Michael Bennett's like, yo, what the F kind of performance is that? And he goes off on a tirade. He showed some at least heart and passion. I think the team needs a little bit more of that, because as I watched that game, it was like the team was literally just going through the motions. There's no emotional leader out on that team. Even Jason Garrett, knowing that his job is on the line, maybe he's tired of being the coach of the Cowboys. I don't know. Because he certainly didn't look like somebody who cared about keeping his job. It's funny because all these cockroaches are coming out the woodwork now and telling me your team stinks and you're an idiot, you're a loser, your quarterback sucks, and this, that, and the other. And go ahead, please. By all means, go at it. Because you know what? I'm a grown-ass man. And when I talk the talk, I walk the walk. Unlike you cockroaches that only come around when the Cowboys have bad times. But it's all right. Maybe in a way, last night was what this team needs. Maybe this is the wake-up call that ends up getting Stephen Jones to take away the draft card from Jerry Jones and say, you know what, Dad? This just ain't it. It's just not it. We're going to do something different starting now. Maybe this is what it takes. Because when you think about somebody who has an addiction, it usually takes hitting rock bottom before they will change. And unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at this, the fact that we're still in a playoff chase isn't exactly rock bottom. Last night was pretty low. Pretty low. As my father-in-law said, that was some whale shit right there. And that's at the bottom of the ocean. I said I think it was below the whale shit myself, because it was pretty low. I just think it's time for somebody outside of this organization with some fire and some passion, somebody who hasn't been assimilated to the Jerry Jones Borg Collective, with a different vision and a different mind, who understands that you got to understand using down and distance. You looked at Buffalo. Buffalo was innovative. Buffalo did some things that you weren't expecting. It was like Jason Garrett was the old guy with pencil and paper. And you had a whiz kid that just did circles around him. Even though Jason Garrett is a year younger than me, sorry, he's a dinosaur as far as the way this team is run. You got too much talent and too many weapons to continue to do what you're doing. That game plan was to throw deep. Buffalo came out and they put pressure. They kept blitzing. And this reminded me of when we played Atlanta. They're eating your lunch on the line. They're getting pressure. And yet you don't change anything to try and give yourself an advantage. You don't move the pocket. You don't use bootlegs. You don't use quicker hitting passing and screens. You still kept staying back there with Dak in the pocket as a statue, as a stationary target. I love my Cowboys, but I got to tell you, man, this hurts. I keep hoping for brighter days and better days, but this season has just been, you can see the gray hair that it's put on me. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a great day.